Hello and welcome to our November webinar topic, Best Healthy Workplace Strategies. I'm very excited to be introducing our guest expert, Karen Jackson, the Senior Advisor from Excellence Canada today. And I'm your host, Trista Chan from Optimity. We're excited to have about 200 guests join us via webinar today. As we're waiting for all of them to arrive and get settled, let's just take a moment to go over the logistics. So I'm just going to share some tips on getting the most out of this experience. First, let's just take care of the sound. So connect to the audio using your computer's microphone and speakers, or select Use Telephone after joining the webinar to turn on the sound. Of course, all guest lines will be muted to avoid background noise. You can type in your questions in the tool and we'll answer them in the Q&A period. The slides and webinar recording will be sent out to you to be shared with others. And finally, in the handout section, there is a Willis Wellness Industry Trend Report and Optimity case studies available as bonus downloadable materials. So today we have a very dynamic and info-packed hour, and we'll be giving you tools that you can bring right back to your organization. I'll be introducing Karen to you shortly and handing over the floor to her, where she'll share the definition of a healthy workplace, lots of facts, and useful checklists to really help you achieve a healthy workplace. Then I'll share some of our digital wellness strategies and give you 4 tips on getting the best participation in your initiatives. And finally, at the end, we'll go through a brief Q&A period where we'll take the questions you submit and answer them. However, if we do not get to them, don't worry, we'll share our contacts and we'll be very happy to help you with your own strategies following this webinar. So Optimity is a wellness platform that helps employees be successful at work. It improves their quality of life at work and is really used by organizational leaders to boost engagement and also target highest cost health issues. It's a fully integrated solution with mobile apps, wearables, and an online portal, saving you time and helping you execute your strategies in a cost-effective way. And I'm Trista, Advisor for Corporate Wellness Strategies at Optimity. My background is in nutrition and health promotion for corporate programs. My work at Optimity is mainly to help clients customize their programs and strategies to really target those high-cost issues and really drive home better outcomes. And I'm very honored to introduce Karen, the Senior Advisor for Healthy Workplace Strategies at Excellence Canada. Karen is a seasoned professional with over 25 years of experience in the health and private sector as both a healthcare professional and a leader in the field. She is currently the Senior Advisor Healthy Workplace Strategies at Excellence Canada and is responsible for supporting organizations in the development of wellness strategies and who are pursuing adoption of the Excellence Canada's Healthy Workplace Standard. And finally, she's also a lead verifier for organizational health assessments and is an active member on the Toronto Civic Action Champions Council for mental health in the workplace. I'm very happy to have her with us today to share some of her best practices. So Karen, I'm just going to be handing it over to you now.
Thanks, Trista. It's a real pleasure to be here and talking to you all. A little bit about Excellence Canada before we start. So we're an independent not-for-profit organization. We started by Industry Canada over 24 years ago, going on to our 25th year. Our mandate is very simple. It's really to help organizations improve their overall performance. And we do this through Excellence Canada's standards, our programs, our progressive implementation framework, which I'll talk about a little bit, and our certification and awards program. It's really a proven successful model that thousands of organizations have used. And it really helps enable that strategic approach to a healthy workplace. These are some of our standards and our requirements, our programs. We have the Excellence Innovation and Wellness Standard, which is our broad, universal umbrella, focuses on all aspects of operations excellence. And then what we're talking about today really is Healthy Workplace Standard, and I'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. We also have our Mental Health at Work framework, which just helps organizations hone in on those psychological health and safety risk factors. And we have our foundational programs, which are the essentials programs. And these are programs that help you get started, and they're really the essential steps for getting started. And all our standards and programs are certification programs, and they link to this prestigious Canada Awards for Excellence program. It's a national recognition awards event under the patronage of the Governor General of Canada, His Excellency David Johnson. So first we'll start with the definition of healthy workplace. Workers and managers collaborating to use a continuous improvement process to protect and promote the health, safety, and well-being of workers and the sustainability of the workplace. And really what's important here is the word around collaborating and continuously improving to really achieve real change and sustainability. And this really speaks to our theme today, where we're really looking at collectively engaging employees using tools or technology to really help improve and protect their health to achieve that long-term positive lifestyle changes. That's really what we're focusing on today and how to do that. So why are we talking about this? Why is this even important? Well, we do know that focusing on health and well-being of your employees is good business practice. It prevents illness, improves absenteeism, engagement, productivity, and the overall health of employees, really encouraging healthy lifestyles. We also know that improved employee health and well-being directly impacts the overall performance of the organization in terms of better cost management, improved lost time, reduction in long-term illness and disability, all those good things. And we also know that happy employees mean happier customers, and the employees don't leave, they stay, and they say good things about your organization. That's really what you want, engaged employees. There's also research out there, more recent research that I've put on this slide about why a healthy workplace. And this is recent research, the first one, the ROI study, is the Sun Life Ivy study. It's the first of its kind in Canada, and it looks at a comprehensive approach to workplace wellness that's focused on individual health and providing programs to improve, as well as organizational programs that help support employee health. And the results indicate, and are pretty impressive, show that 1.5 to 1.7 days in absenteeism can be saved per worker over 12 months. So you can imagine that in a large organization or any size organization, how that adds up over time. And I encourage you to look this research up. It's just recently came out in October 2016 was the final phase. And then there's also work done by Aon Hewitt. They're an employee engagement specialist, and they're leaders in employee engagement surveys. And they have shown that employees in high engagement workplace report better physical health, lower job stress, and less absenteeism than their counterparts in lower engagement workplaces. So it really is at the employer's best interest to really understand and consider what types of programs and practices are needed by their employees to really improve their health as well as their engagement levels. So what is the Healthy Workplace Standard? It really is a framework that provides you with a roadmap to support the foundation for and sustainability of organizational wellness. It enables that strategic approach to healthy workplace. It incorporates the development of exemplary employee health practices and programs for your workplace, helps you in the development of those programs. It includes robust evaluation and check-in process for progressive implementation over time, really a continuous improvement process, and includes the recognition and celebration of achievements, which I'll talk about in a couple of minutes. It also aligns to the National Standard for Psychological Health and Safety in the Workplace. And this is a Canadian national standard. It's a volunteer standard. And it's embedded, the requirements are embedded throughout the Healthy Workplace Standard. So organizations wishing to focus in on mental health can do so and will adopt the national standard by following the Healthy Workplace Standard. So why would you use a framework? Why is it important to use a standard? Well, it really helps you look across and down through the organization, all aspects that drive operations and performance, such as leadership, your planning practices, how you engage your people, how you manage processes and risks. It helps you be consistent and integrates those initiatives that are already happening across the organization. Many organizations are doing a lot of great things. They have EAP programs, they have employee program, healthy lifestyle programs, but they may not be pulling all of these together. And so the framework really helps you delve into each of those aspects. It makes you look at operation practices across the organization and helps you integrate them and align that focus. It really helps create purpose and meaning to employees, help them see their line of sight, that why their job's important and how it aligns, and how a focus on health and wellness is a strategic priority. So it aligns the thinking and helps everyone understand where you're going and how you're going to get there. So a strategic focus on healthy workplace really helps you achieve all these good things, being an employer of choice, achieving motivated employees, healthy employees, satisfying your customers, and really demonstrating social responsibility. So and that's really what we want. The framework really helps you comprehensively plan for a healthy workplace using a strategic approach. And And it helps an organization or organizations that are successful really in cultivating a healthy workplace achieve higher performance levels by really focusing at it on a strategic way. And they understand the strategic value of wellness and are better able to to position and find solutions to support their employees more proactively managing their employee health issues and dealing with issues such as higher drug costs and aging workforce and disability. So we're really excited about our partnership and work with Optimity. And we've been talking so far about the Healthy Workplace Standard, which is really the requirements organizations can follow to develop healthy practices and improve organization performance. But Optimity really is a tool to help engage employees and really help you get there. So we can see that organizations can achieve better health outcomes both at the employee level and the organizational level by using a tool such as Optimity. Optimity platform really helps and bridge that gap between strategies and implementation, which is really the hard where you're really putting the rubber to the road trying to implement. So it helps you support employees to adopt those healthy activities while transforming the organization to a healthier workplace in a scalable and unified way. So it helps drive that behavior change, which is so important in this work. These are some examples of organizations that have worked with Excellence Canada, have used a strategic framework for excellence, and you can see the results. And this is organizations that have had a progressive focus, a progressive implementation focus. They've focused on this work over a number of years because it is culture change, it's transforming the culture. And you can see some of the results. It's significant reduction in absenteeism, and in improvements in employee engagement, reduction in health costs, and lots of examples here of organizations, just to name a few. So now we're going to talk about the checklist to getting to a healthy organization. And I'm going to start by talking about leadership buy-in. Trista, what's your thoughts on this?
So I think leadership buy-in, just seeing from our successful clients, it's essential in order to have that to really run an effective wellness program. You need CEO level approval, you need senior level sponsorship to really push this sort of culture movement forward. Do you agree?
Mm-hmm. And really creating that business case and collecting the data from your own organization is very important here, and creating your own story so that your leaders understand it and you get that buy-in.
Definitely.
Next one is leadership support. Now, so different from buy-in. What's important here?
So having sort of that emotional support, it's great to have the sponsorship, but also just having the leadership and senior levels really sort of walk the walk versus just, signing off a wellness program, identifying a senior level champion to really set the example from the top down.
Mm-hmm. And then they can also act as that portal for bringing information up from the frontline staff, from the committees up to the senior team level, and really being that champion, as you said, for this work. Really important to have that support. And the next one is developing the project charter. What's important here?
So just really clearly identifying the different roles and responsibilities that's really required to push forward an effective wellness program, making it, strategizing with the other members, creating communication strategies, sort of just creating like a project and having the tasks broken down to really make it comprehensive and as sort of organized as you can, starting from the very beginning.
Exactly, not too different from a project profile that you would do for any project, creating your governance, your structure, who's doing what, when, why, what the budget is, and really putting structure to this work. It's really important if you want it to be sustained. And then the last one is the champion and the steering committee.
So having some, an employee, it's great to have leadership support and buy-in, but just having a regular employee identifying champions within your organization who can really sit down with their coworkers and share their passion and sort of being your wellness cheerleader is very important to have a successful wellness program.
Exactly. And it's really important here to have a terms of reference so people know clarity of what they're doing. And also when you're thinking about who the members are going to be, that you're picking people that can be influential across the organization, who may not be formal leaders, but they may be very influential to others and could be your champions going forward. So it's really important to really look at your committee members. And now we'll just go over a quick review of a checklist for certification. It's really important that you, in addition to the slide we just, the issues, what we identified in the previous slide in the checklist, this is also very important. So you need to involve and engage your employees across the organization in this work. So demonstrating that you have not only your committee and your structures in place, but you have worked with employees and cross-functional teams and really involve them in decisions in each step of the way that they're involved. And tied in with that is providing education highlights to employees. So as you are delving into this work, you are educating your employees on why you're doing this, what's important, what does health and safety mean, what does healthy workplace look like, what is their role. So you're providing them highlights, and also in those highlights you're providing the results of surveys and assessments and keeping them aware of what those priorities are. So you're engaging them and educating them each step of the way. And then in the certification process, it's important that you review the requirements, of course, and that you do your own self-assessment and identifying your strengths, your opportunities, you score it. You've involved your cross-functional team again of individuals that are representing different areas, and you complete a self-assessment. And then the next one, of course, is closing those gaps. So you've identified what your gaps are. Now you've prepared an action plan, which really fits into your healthy workplace plan with SMART goals and priorities clearly outlined for going forward. Recognizing it's a continuous plan and that you never really complete all your work, you're always continuously reassessing and closing gaps. So that yes, and the reassess is to determine the progress and readiness for certification. So after you've worked on your action plan and closed some of those gaps, you reassess, as I was saying, and you see how your progress is. And then you prepare for your submission, and as you're doing that, you're informing and keeping your employees involved, and you celebrate. And the most important part is, or one of the most important parts, is celebrating your work and engaging your employees in the celebration. And what's important here really is that it does take time for change to happen. And for any transformational culture change, it can take years to get done. So the first steps are really about building awareness and just bringing it to the employees' attention, getting their participation, checking on their morale, and then you're really moving to creating an understanding. And as you create the understanding, you're creating behavior change and more of a commitment, and you start to monitor your absenteeism. Key indicators, you start to see reductions. It takes more time to reach risk reduction or see less disease in the organization and really see that culture change, depending on the organization. But most organizations, this will take time, especially in large organizations. And it doesn't mean, and you never really get there. You're always continuously improving and changing, but you want to see your indicators showing that you are making some improvements over time. So each of these steps can be monitored and measured, and really you can see and measure the culture change happening.
All right, thank you so much, Karen. So at Optimity, we work to support you with a gamified and fun solution for workplace wellness. We work with Fortune 1000 companies to create good practices to improve employees' quality of life at work and also drive down their risk for chronic health conditions. So the whole point is that we try to do better with less. So when I work with clients, I do see there's classic problems in modern employee success practices for the wellness managers. The first one being that there's just multiple demands from both leadership and the employees. I see lots of great ideas. They're really wonderful. However, it can be very hard to prioritize between these multiple demands. I also see that it's very hard to coordinate, with the workforce landscape. It's an increasingly dispersed workforce. Employees are working more and more flex shifts. And finally, there's also a bimodal age distribution that's very common now, in which an employee population has both millennials and mature baby boomers, which both have different preferences, and you really need to find a way to be able to serve different needs to keep wellness accessible to all. There's also lots of changing requirements, such as the new need to provide mental health support and also for financial wellness education. There's an increasing ratio in the high employee to HR ratio, so you're increasingly being asked to do much more with less. And demands on becoming more metrics driven as well. So I see that HR is traditionally using more spreadsheets, when really what you need is a centralized dashboard and automatic smart analytics, and that is what we help you with at Optimity. So we basically make your life easier and help to keep your employees healthier. So let me just explain how our Optimity platform, our fully integrated ecosystem works, and all of the components. So it has a customized mobile app that is available in 3 languages. It's accessible on any mobile device, whether it's the iOS, Android, Amazon, Windows, BlackBerry, and the web version as well. It can connect to 250 different apps and wearables, and we can also provide these wearables as well. The centralized dashboard allows you to see real-time data and really easily implement your holistic wellness practices. And finally, we have advanced analytics that helps you retarget content to address those highest health cost issues as well. So my first tip on boosting engagement that you can practice with or without technology is to go grassroots. So that means recruiting champions across the organization. That means really building leadership culture within the staff and decentralizing your efforts, but centralizing the coordination and the results. So the Optimity system allows you to recruit that support to help you decentrify those decisions, but also centralize the coordination, the results, saving hundreds and hundreds of hours of admin work and just making things much, much easier. My second tip is to go mobile. So everyone has a smartphone these days, and people are continually working more flex from home. They're working more different hours, and they're just generally on the go. So by implementing a bring your own device model, you'll be able to help your employees get the right information at the right time and also move off of the email notifications. Wellness emails with the great intent that they do have, they're a thing of the past and they rarely do get checked or actioned upon, especially. A system like Optimity is helpful because it brings it to the mobile and wearable actionable items, and it really gives your employees more health boosts and you more data. My third tip is to go mini. So big changes for health can be best achieved through small nudges. We're all so busy, so you must go small. Think about the success that Twitter has in terms of giving out small messaging. So that's the same principle we apply here. So going small really helps boost the likelihood of the user taking action. So by going mini, you should aim to capture the attention of the busy, you should aim to boost engagement, and know that the science of small steps will lead to a large impact. Optimity offers you hundreds of micro-habit contents that's made specifically to address this. So my final tip is to go data-driven. So get those metrics, get that expert support, and really improve and customize over time. You're really doing so much every day already to drive the success of your organization, so it makes complete sense to really take a strategic view on wellness as well. So what I mean is, set those KPIs, consult with advisors like Karen and myself because we're very happy to help. Like Karen said, it really takes time to get good at this, so see it as a process where you can use the tools and checklists and KPIs to really customize your different offerings over time. We're very happy to support you on your journey and also to help you get started. I don't just want to talk about how we're doing it today, I actually just want to help you achieve this. So as a special offer just for today, for all our webinar attendees, we'll be offering a 50% discount off our classic program to help you experience our industry high engagement rates and really optimize your workforce culture for the next year. I'm going to be sharing my contact information and a special promo code at the very end, so feel free to reach out to me directly after the webinar and I'd be happy to help. So Karen, how about we do a quick recap for our guests?
Sure. So what I went through was the definitions of a healthy workplace, and I talked about a strategic approach to achieving a healthy workplace by using the standard with the requirements or following a framework which helps you focus and integrate your initiatives. We also talked about why this is important, some of the research out there, really only scratching the surface on research, and then how to get started, what that checklist would be, and what the steps you need to take to get off and running.
And I shared how a digital holistic platform like Optimity can help HR managers to really engage and support their employees. I also talked about digital solutions and best practices, and 4 tips on how holistic health can be scalable for you and how data can be your friend in supporting continuous improvement in your wellness practices. So thank you so much for listening, everyone. If you're learning to learn more about excellence certification, then you can contact karen@excellence.ca. And if you're looking to boost engagement or launch a targeted program, then please feel free to reach out to me at tchan@myoptimity.com. So I see quite a few questions here. Please let us answer it in the next few minutes, and if we do not get to it, please, I urge you to reach out directly. So Karen, I have a few questions for you regarding Excellence Canada. The first one is the Healthy Workplace Standard and Certification Program only available to Canadian organizations?
Actually, the framework, the standard and the certification program, the framework can be used by any organization, so it can easily be adapted beyond Canada. And we can, if anyone has questions about that, the certification program, I'm happy to talk to them.
Another question for you is how long does it take to be certified?
So this really depends on the organization's starting point, and some organizations have focused on wellness for a number of years and just want to hone in on the mental health and safety requirements or the risks. So they may start at a higher level. There are 4 levels to our progressive certification program, and they may start in at the 3rd level. It all depends on when they complete the self-assessment against the requirements, where they are, which level they are at. So it may not take 4 years, it may take longer, or it may take shorter, but on average, each level of certification takes between 1 and 2 years.
Okay. Does the Healthy Workplace Standard include a strong focus on mental health and safety?
Yes, we revised the Healthy Workplace Standard a year or so ago, and one of the main changes was embedding the National Standard for Psychological Health and Safety in the Workplace requirements right into the Healthy Workplace Standard. So we align to the national standard, and organizations following the standard can also be adopting the national standard and really focusing in on not only physical health and safety, but also at those psychological health and safety aspects as well.
Okay, and finally, what is the cost of certification?
The cost of certification really varies. The way organizations work with Excellence Canada is they join as partners, and there's different levels of partnership. So the costs, and each level of partnership also has benefits linked with it, and discounts. So the cost really varies and also by the size of the organization. So I'm quite happy to go into more detail if someone is interested. The one note too is the certification includes an external verification. So you do your submission, and then there is an external party that comes in and verifies your submission. And this really gives you that external view and audit of the work you're doing. So it's value add really. And so anyways, I can go through more detail on the exact certification process for anyone that's interested.
Okay, so that is all the time we have today for Q&A. Thank you so much, Karen, once again for joining us for our webinar this month. And thank you guys for listening. We hope you can join us for our next webinar topic about ROI on wellness programs on December 15th. Thank you so much and have a very happy and healthy day.